guys, what's up? Melrae here. So if you're new to my channel, you might think this is how I usually do my hair, but I usually have a shitload of extensions in my hair. So I look super weird probably to those who are returning viewers. But the reason why I don't have my hair extensions in today is because I wanted to show you guys how I bleach my hair. And I don't think it's fair to do a hair bleaching tutorial and not show you the exact final product. The extensions can kind of hide it a bit. So I wanted to show my real hair so you guys can see how it looks when it's all done at home. So in the video, I'm not showing you guys how to tone your hair. I'm just showing you the bleaching process. In a couple days, I will be posting the toning video that is already filmed, so don't worry, it is coming up in a couple days. And that will just show you how to get rid of any yellow or orange tones in your hair. So my hair is naturally about a level 6 or 7. It is a ashy brown tone, but that being said, when the hair is bleached, it doesn't hold on to that ash because the undertone of hair is always a red shade, so it does go orange and it does go brassy. So I do always have to tone my hair. So before we get into the video, if you're new and you enjoy this type of video, make sure to subscribe, of course, and hit the notification bell because, as I always say, I don't upload on a regular basis. Well, I do upload on a regular basis, but not on a regular schedule. I upload quite sporadically, so you're always gonna be surprised. So without further ado, if you want to see how I bleach my roots, then keep on watching. So you need developer, some powdered bleach, these are both by Schwartzkopf, and a mixing bowl and mixing brush, and the measuring utensils. And then grab one big scoop of the bleaching powder and pour it into the bowl, and then squeeze your developer in, and you just want it to be like a pudding type consistency. I don't measure it, but it should be a 1:1 ratio. And then take your hair out of your ponytail because it's nice and greasy. The greasier your hair is, the better because it protects your scalp from any damage and protects your hair from any damage. So I'm using a 20 volume developer because my hair isn't that dark naturally, so it's not going to need a crazy amount of lifting. So you can use a 20 or a 30. I don't recommend using a 40 volume. That is very harsh and you're really gonna have to keep an eye on that. But you know, do it at your own risk, whatever you wanna do. So I'm just tying back half of my hair. I parted my hair right down the middle. Grab some rubber gloves, grab a old t-shirt because you don't wanna stain your clothes, and then comb out the one side you're going to start with. So I'm just going to section off one section at a time. This one is about half an inch to an inch wide. I have very fine hair. The finer hair you have, the bigger the sections you can do. The thicker you have, the smaller the sections. So I'm just going to paint this on, making sure not to overlap where I have previously bleached. If you do that, you can break your hair. So do not overlap, just apply the bleach right to the regrowth and that's it. So you want to really saturate the hair with the bleach so that the product doesn't dry out, because if it dries out, then it will stop developing. As far as I'm concerned, I am not a professional hairdresser at all. I just do my hair at home, so user beware if you're following my instructions. So I'm just making sure that it's nice and saturated, and I'm pulling my hair nice and taut and then flipping it over and continuing to pull the hair taut and then just doing the opposite side. So the tighter you hold your hair, the flatter it is and the easier it is to apply. If you have curly hair, I recommend straightening your hair before doing this. So I'm just grabbing another section and doing the exact same thing, making sure the part is nice and clean to make sure that it's evenly applied. So brushing through any tangles, and then the same thing, just paint it on nice and thick and make sure that it's all covered. So again, flipping it over and doing the other side. It is pretty tedious from here on out. For the front at least, it's the same thing over and over again, just grabbing small sections of hair, evenly parting it, and then flipping it over and holding it nice and tight. So I forgot to section off the back of my hair, so I'm just doing that now. I like to do the sides first and then the back. So I'm just gonna section that away so that it doesn't get mixed in. So for this section, we're going to keep the baby hairs out, and we're going to save the baby hairs for the very, very end of our process because they are much more delicate than the rest of our hair, and they're not as dark for me at least. So I don't need to put that much product on it. It doesn't need to develop that long. So we're holding those out until the end, and that is the only thing different with this step. So I'm just gonna fast forward it now because it's literally the same thing all the way down and for the opposite side as well. So section off the front side pieces that you've done, and now we're gonna work on the back, which is pretty tricky if you're doing it by yourself. As you can see, I am just grabbing the top section as if you're going to back comb your hair, and I'm holding it straight up so that I can still see the roots. And I'm just tilting my head forward so that I can kind of see where I'm painting. I'm pulling it down nice and tight, painting by feel, and then lifting it up to see how I've done. So it's kind of hit or miss. You kind of apply it a little bit over the blonde, the chances are, but it's not gonna stay on your hair for as long as the front pieces, so the chances of it breaking are less, and I'm using only a 20 volume developer, so I'm not too worried. So again, just flipping it down and then pulling it back up to see if you've missed any spots. So now I'm flipping it over to do the opposite side, and again, I'm just pulling it nice and tight and then painting, and this time I'm just doing it by guess because I can't flip this to see it, so I'm just hoping that it all works out. You can always grab a mirror and walk into the bathroom. Well, you're probably already doing it in the bathroom like a normal person would because you're not on YouTube, but you can use a handheld mirror to kind of check as you go. So now moving down the rest of the back of the hair, I'm pulling it to the side actually. So I'm parting it right in the middle, and then I'm pulling it to my ear so that I can see the regrowth. And the more regrowth you have, the easier it will be to see. So I do have a fair amount of roots, so it's easier for me to see. If you just have a little bit, then you might not even be able to see the roots when you pull it forward. So same thing for this as I did with the top piece. I'm just holding it taut and then painting it on and bringing it forward to look, and etc, etc. So now I pretty much do the exact same thing on the other side. Well, not pretty much, I do the exact same thing on the other side, and I do this all the way until I've finished. And then I will look in the mirror and see if I've missed any spots. And if I have, I will just touch that up with the brush. And yeah, that's pretty much the process, you guys. So I'm not going to be toning my hair today. As you can see, it is a little bit yellow at the top. So, oops, forgot to mention, now we are doing the baby hairs because they don't need to process as long and they're fragile. So we don't want them to process as long. And I'm not applying that much product. And I'm so tacky how I'm chewing my gum. I'm disgusting. I'm a disgusting animal. Anyways, so I'm not toning my hair today. I am going to do that in a separate video, which will be posted in a couple days. So stay tuned for that. So now I'm going to wrap my hair to hold the heat inside my head to help it process faster. And I'm just wrapping it up with cellophane. And obviously this isn't a science. I'm just flipping it up and then wrapping it around. Don't wrap your face because then you will suffocate. I think that goes without saying. And then don't forget to do a dance, always necessary. while you're waiting for it to process. So now you're gonna wait for it to process. I wait 30 minutes, but you could be different. So that is the final look, guys. That is how I bleach my hair. Okay guys, that's the video for today. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Those thumbs, they do everything. And make sure to comment, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.